Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of a true introduction into powerlifting, and thank you for tuning in. Now, what we saw in the last episode was my program week 1 to 4 ended in some pretty significant rep PBs, which I was really happy with. What we're going to see in this episode is weeks 5 up to weeks 9, which is going to see another block of rep PBs and finishing on a tester week of my heavyweights where we will see what kind of progress has been made. So, pretty exciting news. Finally got my comp booked. Got it booked for 24th of January in Eastbourne, so I'll share some more details on that later. Been looking a lot in the last couple of weeks at technique, really trying to nail that technique down. Really looking forward to sharing the week 9 of this with you guys because it's going to show what progress I have made. Be able to tell you what my PBs were and what they've moved to. So really excited for this. So without further ado, let's look at my terrible form and how we improved on it. So what we have here is a powerlifting back squat. Now, what's going on here is my knees are not flaring out far enough, which means I'm not hitting the required depth. Apparently, this squat would not be allowed in competition. Also, you can't really see from this angle, but my knees are going too far forward for this to be classed as a powerlifting squat. So, coach intervened, and as you can see here, it's showing me the correct positioning, which subsequently is far, far better. So, trying to keep that knee completely over the ankle, which is forcing me to flare my knees to hit the depth. So that one more time. Look at that. That'll do, pig. That'll do. And here we are 2 weeks later, just using the box here to touch on some sets just to help assure myself that my hips are going back far enough. And there we go, look at that. Pushing those shorts to the absolute limits there, mate. Form's looking pretty strong, but my God, those shorts. And one more time. Boom. And from the back quickly here, just in case you want to see some more of my arse. Pretty strong rep throughout, but knees do go in a little, so I need to watch for that going forward. And moving swiftly on to deadlifts now, and again, as you can see, a bit of an issue here with the knees going in. I've been advised this can be due to a weakness in the glute. I did, however, get another tip about pushing my knees forward just before each rep, which, as you'll see in a second, instantly fixed the issue for me, which was pretty awesome. So here we are now 2 weeks later. Right, come on, you big bastard, let's have it. Whoosh! And look at that, legs absolutely solid there. That is what you want. Really strong through the whole movement there, so really happy with that. Alright, come on, let's have one more. Oosh, nice. Then finally we have the powerlifting comp style press of the bench, and look at the state of that. I'm actually cringing watching this back now. What is going on with my hips? Fun fact, in a powerlifting comp, it is no lift if your hips come away from the bench, and as you can see, I'm about 86.9 meters away from the bench here. But never fear, because Tom had a little trick up his sleeve. He said, put a weight on a strap and stick it under your arse, and if the weight hits the floor, it's no lift. Simple as that. And as you can see here, no movement there. Absolutely beautiful. No, it doesn't look like much, but that press felt so much lighter due to the sturdiness of the rest of me. Let's have one more. Nice. Is he man or machine? Who can say for sure? So that was week 8 of my program where I was on peak week, so I was testing out my rep PBs. Actually pretty happy with the progress, so that's great. And next week I've got my tester week where I'll be on my rep range of 532, so I'll be really pushing for those 2 rep maxes, so exciting stuff. So as I said, signed up for my competition now, so this bad boy came at the beginning of the month, electronically, albeit, but yeah, and that is my ABPU membership card. ABPU is the Amateur British Powerlifting Union, so that is the drug tested part of the BPU, and I've entered into the classic raw category, which means the equipment I can use is wrist straps, knee wraps and a belt. So I've never used knee wraps before, so that'll be an interesting one. And I've entered into the weight category of over 110 kilos, but I might have to review that closer to the time because I'm absolutely piling weight at the moment, which is a good and a bad problem to have. I guess I can put it on pretty easily, but there's also places it's going on which I'm not massively fond of. So competition, as I said, 24th of January, which gives me 19 weeks. Yeah, 19 weeks. So ideally you can get 2 more 8-week blocks in that time period, and also maybe a deload or another test a week, but we'll see what my coach says. Apart from that, really excited with it. So got my test week next week where I'll be hitting those 5-3-2s, so let's take a look at how that went. So I'm back at week 9 of my program, so just wrapping up on the 9th week, back with my coach Tom. So what I wanted to do, Tom, was just get your sort of feedback on the first 9 weeks and sort of progress and expectations and things like that to start with.
So feedback on your progress throughout the week was good. Generally, it's quite difficult to get used to squatting every time you come in and pressing every time you come in, so you handled that well. And then the other most difficult part is being patient, and you manage that, and it's getting used to being able to squat, say 60%, 70% for 8 weeks, and then you hit a PB at the end of it. People are always thinking, I've got to go heavier, I've got to go heavier, and there's an element to that, but you don't necessarily need to. So your progress was good, technique's good. As a coach, it's always a case of people's technique deteriorates as they go back, so it's kind of like we've got to bring you back down and build you back up. So that's the next lesson for you to kind of get to grips with.
Okay, cool. So I've had a quick sneak peek at the program that you put in yesterday, which looks quite a lot more intense than the one that I've done. So I don't know if you can just give me a sort of overview on.
Yeah, so there's 2 main methods I kind of use for powerlifting, especially, or you could look at it for static strength really, whether it's powerlifting, strongman, weightlifting. So you've got the Norwegian, which is a multi-frequency approach, so you're squatting, pressing every day and deadlifting twice a week. And then this one's more a conjugate approach, which you can kind of date back and kind of give credit to Louis Simmons of Westside Barbell. It's like that. So you've got 2 speed days and 2 what we would call heavy or neural days. So it's a different way of thinking. So the problem you've got here now is you now need to get used to lifting for speed, whereas people normally, I want to go heavier, and the speed of the bar has way more importance than the weight on the bar. But it's another opportunity to work technique, which is obviously paramount importance because you're still getting used to some of the stuff. On the bench press, we mentioned it with your hips moving. We're still getting used to small things. I'm not a massive believer in throwing everything at you all the time. It's kind of work on one thing. But yeah, different approach for you. So you get 2 days where you kind of get to push it. At least the second week you can go all out for a top set. And then the other days you have to work a little bit more on speed of the bar. We've got obviously the gym aware component, so you can measure it. But I'll teach you how to feel that as well.
Okay, cool. That was pretty much what I wanted to catch up on today. Looking forward-ish to the next 8 weeks.
Excellent. All right, mate.
Cheers. That was brutal. So that draws us to the end of week 9 and subsequently the end of this video. So I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen and you've found it very insightful. Please tune in for the next video, which will be more focused around food and dieting, and also something pretty fun we'll be doing for you guys to enjoy. So again, look forward to that. And I will please ask if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel and help support the journey. And also you can find us on Instagram at @into lifting. So thanks again for tuning in and see you next week.